Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to The Longest Journey. We have found ourselves back in Arcadia, and after a night spent in our underwear in a comfy chair by the fire, and a disturbing lack of ham, it's off to meet with a strange creature that doesn't seem to have a concept of time, per se. How he knew that we would meet with him the next day, I don't know. Furry animal.
That's a funny-looking animal.
Oh, now that's just rude.
That's a funny-looking animal.
Okay, I was actually trying to look at the lady, not the furry animal, but okay.
Square jaw and broad shoulders. A real farm boy. Quite a sexy one, too.
Oh my.
I wonder if she's caught anything today.
Probably not. Can we pet the furry animal?
Good beast. His hide feels like a turtle's, but softer.
Oh god, it farted.
Yeah, good boy. Good boy.
And it poops on her shoe. Alright, to the city we go. I guess I was clicking on the furry animal when I was trying to click on the little creature. Alright, the city green. Let's head over there. Really? This is the city green, apparently. Flower bed.
It's a flower bed. There's plenty of room for more seeds to be planted in there.
Interesting. To the city. Peculiar
Looks to
house.
have been carved out of a large tree, but the texture of the house is more stone than bark.
Yeah, maybe it was petrified.
It's a solid oak door.
How do you know it's oak? Are you really an expert on wood?
That's one mother of a plant. I wonder if it's a carnivore.
I don't imagine that they would put carnivorous plants in the city green. But I could be wrong. Would not be the first time. Alright, so we've got our organic plastic here. I think this is a little bit of a secret.
I'm not very good at this, but hey, I was born on a farm. That's gotta count for something.
It's not going to count for anything.
Now, grow.
I command it! Holy cow.
Whoa, I must be a natural-born gardener.
No, I think it's just magic.
Strangest thing, I thought I heard a voice say something about a book of secrets. That the book of secrets is now open. Something like that. Huh.
And there was a sound effect. So the Book of Secrets is on the menu, and I believe normally you have to finish the game in order to get access to that. So I think that's a secret, but I'm not positive.
It's a flower bed.
I mean, it might just be a thing. Alright, let's go knock on the door.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
Thank you, sir, I think. Interesting house.
Some of them look to be in English, but I know they're not. It's the Altung language Tobias told me about. The tongue of magic. Sounds a little disgusting, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't want the magic to be tonguing me. Hi, floppy-armed thing. Don't flap your fingers at me, please.
Be welcomed, stranger, to my abode.
Stranger? Don't you remember me? You invited me here.
Every moment we meet, and every moment we part. You are both stranger and friend, April Ryan.
She is still not actually
I'm
giving
sorry,
you
but
her
could
name.
you try to be a little less obtuse this time?
No, I don't
I
think
have
you
a
can.
hard time understanding half of what you say.
I will beg for your forgiveness, April Ryan. I had a hard time to make myself understood amongst other peoples. I will pull myself into this moment, difficult as it may be, so that we can communicate and so that you may understand. It is important that you understand, April Ryan. Very important.
kind of reminds me, I read a book, and I can't remember exactly what book it was, but and it's been a really long time now, and I was never all that good on the specifics of tenses and persons. But if I remember correctly, it was really interesting because it was written in, like, past tense second person, which I don't think I'd ever read a book that written that way before. And it was really interesting. The author, and again, I'm blanking on the name. Some of you would probably recognize him. I don't think he has the best reputation, but it was interesting because, like, the plot lines of his novels were literally all the exact same. Every single one of them was the exact same plot. Just changed the characters and everything like that. But for the first books that he published, they played around with tense and person. So I think there was some third person, and there was some first person, and past and present tense and stuff like that. It was really interesting, that aspect of it. And I think one of them was like second person past tense or something like that. It was really interesting. Maybe it was even present tense. I don't know. It's been a while. It was like high school or something like that, or early college. Anyway, who are you, sir? Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that tangent with this thing that you had no idea what I was talking about, sir. So, yeah, who are you?
Who are you?
I am Abaxus of the Venar.
He's really quite
ambassador
Abaxus.
to the Ireed Council in Marcuria. My people live far from here, and they do rarely visit your kind. And so I am their sole link to humans and Dolmari.
Unfortunately, I am bad at it.
I alone among the Venar am able to focus on a particular moment and thread in time, and so to speak with those who flow with time, like you.
Wow. How do your people perceive time?
How do your people perceive time?
It is hard to explain. Any moment before this moment and any moment after is the same to me as this one. I have lived already, and I am yet to live. Do you understand me?
Completely.
I think so, but how's that possible?
Everything is possible, April Ryan. There is magic, and there is science, and between the two, everything is possible.
What about the lack of both? I'm kind of reminded, like, there was something else that I read a while back about how difficult it is for us to perceive a four-dimensional space, actual four dimensions. I mean, sometimes the fourth dimension is considered time, but we can do depictions of like a four-dimensional cube and the so-called hypercube, and I'm trying to remember what the term is for that. Oh, anyway, and it was just like it's really hard for us to perceive four dimensions, and it's kind of similar. Like if you were to encounter an entity that only existed in two dimensions and had no concept of a third dimension, imagine trying to explain a third dimension to it when it has no concept of anything beyond two dimensions. And it was a really interesting discussion on like trying to imagine what it would be like to perceive things in four dimensions and two dimensions and really, not be able to. Anyway. Can you see the future?
Can you see the future?
To me, every moment is the same. There is no future. I can relate moments you have yet to see.
Can I get next week's lotto ticket? Lotto
Unravel
numbers.
possible threads. But remember, the future I see may not be the one into which you walk.
I'll poop.
Moments and threads fluctuate, change. I can remember things that have never come to pass, and I have seen things that will never be.
I have seen things you wouldn't
can't
believe.
tell the future.
I would see your possible futures, the likely threads among hundreds. If there was not a veil in time, I would.
Could you imagine how confusing that would be? Literally being able to see every possible future at the same time, kind of thing. And then someone asking about the future and then having to try and pick a future to tell them about. Because I imagine that's what it is like for him. Except it's not like, I mean, not really having a concept of past, present, and future. I don't know. Anyway. What's this veil you keep talking about? Oh, come on, April. Put it together. It's obvious.
What's this veil you keep talking about?
Somewhere ahead, in our path, there is a dark veil through which I cannot pass. Past which I cannot see. It is disconcerting to me to be blocked from the moments of my life.
When did you guys first realize that this was there?
Will be created in chaos, by chaos, to keep the future hidden.
God damn it,
All
Garland!
Threads converge on a single point here, beyond the veil, and this will happen only once. It is written.
Is it really written?
Written? Where?
In the Prophecies.
Oh, goody. Prophecies. Every game's gotta have them. No, every single game has prophecies. I don't believe you if you say otherwise.
Tell me about the prophecies.
Words have been written by seers who can discern from all possible threads.
Can't believe you don't
the
remember the
threads
prophecies
that
in
are
Quake.
certain to be woven. These words are the prophecies.
And what do the prophecies say?
Prophecies speak of a time when the balance will falter, weakened by the assault of chaos and its servants.
It's always chaos,
The
isn't it?
moment the veil falls is the moment of uncertainty. The balance may stand, the balance may fall. I cannot tell which it will be, and I cannot even see the possibilities, the threads extending from each fork. But the prophecies also speak of a savior,
That's me.
as the prophecies usually do. One who will bring order to chaos, only to release chaos on the innocent. One who will restore the balance, only to finally break it.
Sweet.
That doesn't sound like a savior.
Ah, it totally is.
The word in my tongue is Kanang La. Literally translated, it means the small seed who grew to a tall tree.
If all time has the same concept, can you imagine trying to harvest food at the right time? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, every game has prophecies. Literally every single game. Trust me on this. I'm right. I wouldn't lie to you. Can I ask you a few questions?
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit more about yourself, Mr. Abaxus? He's totally Abaxus.
Could you tell me a little bit about yourself, Abaxus?
Me? About myself? We, the Venar, are not good at speaking of ourselves. We always know who we are, and so we have no need to tell each other.
Well, are you married? Do you have kids? Or perhaps your people don't marry?
Yes, we do marry, and we always know who we are to be with, because our future is also our past, and so we also know our children, even though, according to your reckoning, they have yet to be born. My wife will be, the beautiful Abyanda. She lives by the Bay of Fire in the east. She gave birth to our 3 female children, Abratha, Abalexa, Abpalmana.
You like
How
Ab,
long
don't
has
you?
it been since you last saw them?
I see them now, April Ryan. Do not forget I perceive time in a different manner from your kind. I have given them your regards.
Well, say hi to them for me.
I'll note that she has still not told him her name. Why did you come? Which is setting up a really weird paradox. Why did you come here to Marcuria? I'm going to be paying attention to this, too.
Why did you come here to Mercuria?
I was chosen to be ambassador to Ireed when I showed a talent for seeing the flow of time from one point to the next. I was trained for a long time in locking myself into a single moment to communicate and understand your world. My people do not normally involve themselves with others, but the Veil has forced us to do so.
Why don't the Venar want to involve themselves with humans?
Yeah, because humans
In
kind of
the
suck.
wrong hands, our knowledge is dangerous. To know of the possible fluctuating futures,
Well, that too.
this can be a weapon to some who flow with time.
Next week's
We
lotto tickets,
cannot
please.
interfere with your time. We are not allowed.
Who
Allowed.
says?
The balance, the guardian. The guardian watches not only the balance between worlds, but also the balance within. Time is in balance, and if this balance is upset, the guardian would know.
I
Ah,
thought
screw
the
the
Guardian
Guardian.
was gone.
So he is, and that makes it even more crucial to my people that we preserve the balance and not upset it. Chaos is our enemy, April Ryan, and we do our part to keep it at bay, as do you.
I will say that one of the things that I liked about Serpent Isle was that they really made it clear that while Chaos certainly had some problems in that, it was Order that was the evil ones, the evil side. Are you planning on ever going back to your people? Also, how do they actually communicate with each other?
Are you planning on ever going back to your people?
When
I
we
guess I don't
pass
need to.
through the veil to the other side and time yet again opens up, I will return to my people. I look forward to that day.
Or backwards?
I
Do you look
miss
backwards?
my people, and it is hard to speak with your kind. It makes me tired.
Oh, sorry.
I know what you mean. I'm a stranger here too.
No, you don't know what I
You
mean.
bring us through the veil, April Ryan, and then we can both leave this place and go home.
Where is your
Yay.
home, Abaxus?
Across the border mountains and north, to where the forests are evergreen, and where in winter the land turns white.
It doesn't snow around here? Do you know Father Tobias?
Do you know Father Tobias?
Tobias is a faithful servant of the balance, and he is a good man. He leads the sentinel down a narrow path, but he never wavers. We are friends.
So, I can trust him?
Trust is a concept which often puzzles me. Amongst my people there is never distrust. We always know the truth. But amongst your people, amongst those who flow with time, trust is important, a fragile thing.
Only to some
But
people.
yes, I do think Tobias is to be trusted fully. I cannot see beyond the veil, but up to that point there is no thread in which he betrays your trust, April Ryan.
How do you actually know that? Like, I mean, you'd have to know everything about what's happening with Tobias, and just because you don't have a concept of past, present, and future doesn't mean that you can see everything that's going on everywhere. Oh. Have you heard of a man named Cortez?
Have you heard of a man named Cortez?
No, I have not. But that does not mean I do not know him. Names are often fleeting, April Ryan.
He's my... well, some have called him my mentor, others a nutcase. I'm not sure which it is, but I'm leaning towards the former.
Could be
Your
both.
mentor? He is a shifter as well?
No, I don't think so. He doesn't travel. Shift between Stark and Arcadia.
I do not see him in my life, April Ryan. I do not know him. Beyond the veil, perhaps, but not before.
Thanks, Abaxus.
You are always welcome, April Ryan.
I need some help in my quest.
I need some help in my quest.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
I
well, okay,
did?
I'll leave then.
And what did you answer?
That I will help you as much as I can.
Well,
but
thank you.
In the end,
I'm on my own. I've heard that one before.
What do you know about dragons? Especially green ones made of Lego?
What do you know about dragons?
I do not know much about the kin, but I do know a little. Perhaps it will help you, perhaps not. The Draic kin came to this world a very, very long time ago, before the dawn of man, before the divide. The Venar had yet to learn to be outside time, and there were few other peoples on Earth. The kin played an important part in the divide, in separating magic from science, and in the founding of the Fathers, the Sentinel, to watch over the balance. It is said that after the divide of the 4 Draic kin that came to Earth, 2 went to Stark, and 2 to Arcadia. But that was a long time ago, 12,000 of your years.
Only 12,000?
I do not know what has become of them since.
You don't know where I may find these Drykin?
You don't know where I may find these Drykin?
No, the white of the Draikin, the mother, has, according to legend, been sighted. The tale of the silver spear of Gorimon speaks of the mother and her child, though I think this is but a tale, and far from the truth.
Well, tell me anyway.
The story is called The Silver Spear of Gorimon?
Yes, unfortunately I do not have this book myself, and I do not know of anyone who does.
What about the other dragon, the other Drykin?
What about the other dragon, the other Drykin?
Of the Draic kin, I only know of the mother, the white of the kin, although I have heard tell of a god who fell from the sky into the ocean a great long time ago. But this may also be just a tale.
I don't know how that's related. What else do you know about this god who fell from the sky?
What else do you know about this god who fell from the sky?
Only what I have told you. Someone with greater knowledge of the ocean and the creatures that live beneath its surface may be able to tell you more.
Jacques Cousteau? Have you heard of a disc that works as a key to the Guardian's realm?
Have you heard of a disc that works as a key to the Guardian's realm?
And is it made of black rock?
Yes, but very little. It has been spoken of in the Ireed Council only recently, brought to attention by the Tyrant Ambassador. He wished to know where it is kept.
And what was the answer?
No one at the council knows or admitted to knowing, and the ambassador was asked to speak with the Sentinel, which he is unlikely to concede to. The Tyrant are allied with the Vanguard, and so are in political and ideological opposition with the Sentinel. I know Vestrum Tobias. He would not speak a word with the Tyrant, nor the Vanguard.
Interesting.
Not unless it was to challenge their philosophies.
Makes sense. So you don't know where I can find the disc?
So you don't know where I can find the disc?
No. Ask Vestrum Tobias.
All right. Do you know anything about a rift leading to the Guardian's realm?
Do you know anything about a rift leading to the Guardian's realm?
I have heard speak of such a thing. I believe it was where the tower was built and the divide created. When the earth was one, it might still be open.
Any idea where it is?
I am afraid the Venar were never very involved in the affairs of the Sentinel, nor took any part in the divide except to agree to the necessity of it. We had little choice but to concede.
Why?
We are a magical people. We need the balance, because we could not survive without magic.
How would I go about fighting chaos?
How would I go about fighting chaos?
You cannot fight chaos. It is not so simple. To oppose chaos, one must return order to that which has been affected by chaos, and thus reduce its powers. But this is not something everyone can do. Only those ordained by the balance can embark on such a dangerous task and survive.
All right, that's about it for now.
That's about it for now.
I am glad I could be of assistance, April Ryan.
All right, thanks for your hospitality. You've been quite Abaxus.
Thanks for your hospitality, Abaxus.
Goodbye. Blessings of the balance to you, April Ryan, and may your journey have been a long and fruitful one.
It's Abaxus.
Yes, so it is.
It's a nicely crafted bench.
Can I sit in it? I can. You're just gonna sit there for forever? Yep, apparently you're just gonna get back up again. Can't go upstairs. I can exit. Doesn't look like there's anything else that I can look at. So we'll go ahead and call it here. We got some information. We need to go back and talk to Tobias. But we have met some interesting characters so far. And, yeah, so that guy was a thing. Anyway, when we come back next time, probably going to have some more talking to do. See you then, everyone.